Well, a very good evening to you, and a warm welcome once again to Rabat Santini Mohammed VI Complex here. Brilliant complex it is. The evening sunshine, beautiful setting, perfect conditions for a football match. And we're getting to the business end now of the CAF Under-17 AFCON tournament. It's match day 3, and well, Group A will be concluded this evening. It's a game between Tunisia. There's the Tunisia dressing room. And their opponents tonight are Ethiopia. Well, it's a game between two sides of 1-0 so far. They've both drawn 1 and lost 1, but Tunisia have scored 2 goals to Ethiopia's 1, so a draw tonight will be enough to see Tunisia into 3rd and a playoff for a place in the World Cup towards the end of the week. They would like both these sides to win and hope that it would be enough to take them into the top 2. The reality of it is a 2-goal victory might be necessary, depending on Morocco against Egypt, who are playing right now. They just need to draw, and they're both going through. So they're relying on a positive result there, whoever wins this. Both those teams on +1. Of course, if they were to lose, it would go down to 0. If someone were to win here, it would be 0 as well. If it was Tunisia's case, Morocco would go through because they've scored more goals. All very complicated, don't worry. I'll keep on top of it throughout the next 90 minutes. There you can see the green shirts of Ethiopia. I watched them on the opening game against Egypt, a 0-0 draw, and they defended doggedly and nearly snatched a victory in the first half with a shot from inside his own half, which hit the post. That was from Tansy, the tall defender. Tunisia have flattered to deceive so far. Lost against Egypt last time out 2-1. They drew with Morocco 1-1. Fine margins, but they're going to have to win and hope that there's not a draw in the other match if they are to go through to the quarter-finals. Otherwise, 3rd place, it's a one-off playoff, 2 one-off playoffs between the 4 teams that finished 3rd, 2 winners going through to make up the 10 in the World Cup in Qatar. Of course, the 8 will be the quarter-finalists, the top 2 in each of those groups, A, B, C and D. Well, we'll be hoping that history repeats itself, because these two did meet, well, it was 14 years ago in the AFCON Under-17s tournament. It was a group back then. Tunisia won the home match 5-1, having lost the away match 3-0, 5-4 in aggregate. Plenty of goals in that game. Of course, it's a whole different generation that we're looking at now, but we're hoping that these two nations coming together will produce us plenty of entertainment and plenty of goals. Here come the teams. Well, for either Tunisia or Ethiopia to qualify for the quarter-finals, they need a win. And they need a positive result one way or another in the other game, just on the other side of the complex between Morocco and Egypt. Ideally, a 2-goal cushion between those two. It's all ifs, buts and maybes. The worst-case scenario is one of these two will be playing off for a place in the World Cup, but it won't be an elimination for one and quite possibly both tonight from the Under-17 AFCON tournament. Well, it's time for the national anthems. First up, Tunisia. And now it's the national anthem of Ethiopia. March forward, dear Mother Ethiopia. So as the two sets of players and the match officials go through the handshakes, we get ready for a game which could define both Ethiopia and Tunisia's future in this competition. But more importantly, perhaps, even if they go out tonight, one of these will at least get a crack at a playoff place and a place potentially at Qatar in the World Cup. Degra is the goalkeeper and captain for Tunisia. An unchanged back four, away at right back. Manalu on a yellow card at left back. Ottomani and Mezagiri are the two central figures in a four-man midfield. And then it's Ziredi up top with one goal so far in this campaign. It's expected to be a 4-3-3. Tabubi will operate towards the right-hand side. It may change into a 4-4-2. It may even change into a 4-2-4 if needs must. Two sets of players posing for the pre-match photo. Smiles all round for Ethiopia. They've been playing some good football under their ambitious coach Benzema from the USA. Have a strategy, Ethiopia, and they are keen to progress in international football. Referee today is Adsino Undem Ugwanita from Namibia, assisted by Cledwin Balayi and Vincent Ngimgo. Watasimi Naftal is the fourth official. Of course, the football video system, the FVS, will operate as an alternative to VAR. We'll introduce you to that as the game goes on as necessary. Here is the Ethiopian lineup. They've made the one change. Kebede, Temsgen in goal. The back four, including Tinsay, the captain. In midfield, Dawit, Kudas and Sherinet for some solidity. They'll be hoping from goals from Dawit Kasa in attack. One final prayer for Tunisia. The Eagles of Qatar know they need a favour from one of Morocco and Egypt in the other group. A draw in that game and they both go through, and it'll be Ethiopia that would take third place if they were to win. Otherwise a draw and Tunisia would take third place. So there is still hopes of a quarter-final place. And there will be a close eye on what's happening just a few hundred yards away with Morocco against Egypt. But our full concentration here is Egypt's Matchday 1 opponents, Ethiopia against Tunisia. Tunisia in the all-whites, kicking from right to left, with Musa working his way along the back line to Tabti. They have 4 in the starting lineup, Tunisia, today, that have a yellow card and would miss the next game if they were cautioned again today. Incidentally, if one of these two does go through in third to the playoff, they would play most likely either Mali, Mozambique or Angola. That won't be made official or decided until tomorrow's 4 matches are played. Abda Razak headed up is the coach of Tunisia. Sensei tries to watch it behind. It was a bit of a struggle, but it did get there in the end. 1.5 minutes gone. Tunisia 0, Ethiopia 0. If you're just joining us after kick-off, there is the coach, Benzema, the USA coach, trying to help Ethiopia shape the future. They are trying to size up a blueprint to make them competitive on the African front. And we've seen enough from this young side to suggest that they are just starting to head in the right direction. They gave Egypt 1 or 2 frights on the opening match day. They've given the ball away just a little too cheaply, as the ball is worked outside to Jledi. Gets the Rabona into the box. And on the end of it was Hadrich, who headed over. Well, Hadrich is yet to score in this competition. And that Hadrich, Jledi and Borgi front 3 could be problematic if they start to click. That occasion, the audacity of Jledi to Rabona across in and still find his teammate Hadrich. That would have been quite some goal had it gone in. That should run out for a goal kick. It was kept alive. And instead it's a throw into Egypt. Tunisia started off with a 1-1 draw against Morocco, which was part of the course. The 2 defeat against Egypt means that they do need a win here today to stand any chance of qualifying for the quarter-final. Oh, it's not a great clearance by Tensei. Wriggling around in the penalty area. It took numbers to get it clear. Ebenezer was the player that got it clear. Out wide from away. Away's gone on a good run down that right-hand side, but he's bypassed. Ball into the penalty area, and Sharonet, that defensive midfielder, manages to mop things up. Here he is again, Sharonet, with a nice, cool, right-footed volley out towards the left-hand side. Trying to find Biruk. It's safer, in fact, over there at the moment. Biruk and a save for the 2 wide men that will swap, and will swap frequently. Here is Biruk. It's a good piece of play. Can't quite link up with Dawit Kassa. And the ball comes into the penalty area. It's partially cleared. And then thumped away. That's better from Ethiopia. Efferson. It's a good hold-up play from Josefa, who's a very skillful, talented player if he's allowed time on the ball. Denkner. Dawit Kassa It's rattled across the face of goal by Burak, but it was always going wide. It wasn't a problem for Dagro, the Tunisian goalkeeper. So goal kick. It's another flick on. This time by Burak on the right-hand side. Asafa continuing to look for opportunity on the left. Here he is. Asafa does like to lean inside whenever he can. Sherinet joining in on the approach plate from Ethiopia. It bounces down the right-hand side towards Hadrick. And out for a throw into Ethiopia. But the losers of this game will be going home and will not be going to the World Cup. For Tunisia, that would be a big blow. But Ethiopia's development does hinge on getting something out of this game. It's a game they really do need to win. A draw won't be enough for them. They will finish bottom unless they win. So it is must-win for them. And they've shown some good ambition in the last 2 or 3 minutes. Sherinet was leading the charge, the big midfielder. Binyam. Now we're back to goalkeeper Temezgen. Temezgen again. Plays for Şırgat City in Ethiopia. Does have some first-team experience under his belt already. Remember, these players, 16, 17-year-olds, still very young. So this makes this complex ideal because there is accommodation for all teams here as well. They all stay together and mingle. They took a real foothold in this game in the last couple of minutes of Ethiopia. And off they go with Derek Kassar. Kassar into the penalty area, struggling to get there as Musa. In the end, he did just about enough, but that was a struggle. And Dawet is quick, as it was demonstrated there. Good strength from Musa, who plays his football in France for second-tier side Dijon. Dijon have had him on the bench a few times this season. Sherinet. This is Ebenezer. Plays it neatly into the feet of Asafa. Asafa's a good player, and he needs, if he's given time, he will cause problems. Can't put any pressure immediately on Borgia, but it's Ethiopia that get the ball, and the ball into the box was cut out by number 12, Manadui, and that stopped it from going from the other number 12, Asafa. Towering header by Dinkna. It's deemed a foul by Asafa. Not much in it, but the referee from Namibia, Ancino and Ugwanita, says that's a free kick. It wasn't a good first touch from away. He invited the challenge. He was a bit lucky to get a free kick for it. 8.5 minutes gone. Ethiopia have settled into the game well after a solid first couple of minutes from Tunisia. It's 0-0. It goes without saying we will keep a very close eye on the other game tonight, which is Morocco, Egypt. 9 minutes gone in that one. 0-0 just across the complex. So as things stand, it would be as you were. There cannot be a draw, that other game, and anyone prosper from this. If that's a draw at the end, this one becomes about finishing third for a playoff place in the World Cup. Tunisia trying to get the cross in. And Taboubi knocked it against the defender, but obviously he got the last touch because the assistant referee on the far side was right on top of it. It says goal kick. Just past 10 minutes gone. Goal kick to Ethiopia. It's a long clearance away from Temesgen. Taken down by Opmani. That's given away again. Want to improve their ball retention. Binyam's come deep. Binyam will be that knitting player just ahead of the midfield, just behind Dawit in attack. That was Zafer. It's been brought away by Bourgie. Looks up, and that's a good ball out to the right-hand side. Just about makes it through to Hadrick. Hadrick plays it back out wide again. Schlidi. It's a good ball inside. There's a big appeal from a penalty. It comes from off-field, and then the shot does come in. It was a comfortable save from Temesgen. There's an injury inside the penalty area. Just to explain also, the FVS, which is the football video system tonight, both coaches have got 2 appeals, and they could, well, Tunisia turn around and say, can we have an appeal and have a look and see if this was a penalty? On a couple of occasions in this tournament, appeals have ended up as a penalty. That would have been a very harsh penalty if it were given. But if it goes to FVS, it has to be seriously reviewed. Well, the Tunisian medical staff on the pitch at the moment. Seems to be a head injury that's causing the problem here. And speaking of FVS, it does look as if Tunisia and their head coach Abdel Razak Hadida has called upon the referee to review the challenge. Let's see, there was something in it. It's not a complete no-no. I just think it would be very harsh, but it doesn't mean it's not a penalty. Well, the referee then joins forces with the 4th official. On this occasion, it's Namibian Wetsami Naftel, so 2 Namibian officials together on that touchline down below to review. He's coming in from the side. Well, it's a contact sport, but there's that raised arm into the face, and it is a facial injury, remember, that's being looked at here. Taboubi goes down. The challenge was from Efferson. I think it's all about the raised arm. Without the raised arm, does he get an extra touch and get a shot away? The other thing is it inside where it starts? Well, yes, but there is definitely that raised arm, and that is what's caused him to go down. And the more you slow it down and the more you review it, the more you think there's every chance this might be a penalty. Well, it's a hot topic of conversation amongst the match officials down on the touchline. It's a long review, which suggests there's something in this, and there is. The raised arm of Efferson into the face of Taboubi. That knocks him down. He's got the head injury, or the facial injury, which prevents him from carrying it on further. I suppose when you put the evidence together, there's a strong case. Referee then has to announce to the 2 coaches what his decision is. And her decision is, it appears, not to give a penalty. Not enough in it. Well, it was subjective, it was borderline, It could have gone either way. I have to say, I think on first inspection I felt there was nothing in it, but when you dissect it and slow it down and take into consideration the facial injury caused by the raised arm, Everson could be considered a very lucky man not to be penalised further there. Quarter of an hour gone. Tunisia's first FVS call doesn't profit with a penalty, but it nearly did. Kept in play over on the far side, just by Bourgie. In fact, it's gone out of play now, and it's going to be a throw into Ethiopia. Still 0-0 in the other game, by the way. Morocco 0, Egypt 0. Cutting inside is Ebenezer. Hits the feet of Dawit. Dawit gets it back out wide again. Huzaifa, can he get the cross in? Well, he wins a corner. Huzaifa, who plays for CBE, one of the top clubs in Ethiopia, winning the corner. He's certainly one of the bright young stars in this Ethiopian squad. Ebenezer makes his way into the box as well. They've got some tall players. Tunisia is a very tall player as well coming up. Everson from the back. Got to be aware here, Tunisia. In comes a corner. Deep delivery. Goalkeeper came and punched it, and it's blocked on the line. It was hit ferociously by Dawit Kassa. And the defender on the line proved instrumental in preventing Ethiopia an opening goal. Well, that was really unlucky. Clearance off the line. It's going to be a throw into Ethiopia, no foul. Well, here's the chance. It came to Dawit. Hit it nice and early. Did Dawit. Blocked on the line. Great piece of defending. That's why you have defenders on the line. As things stand, Tunisia would be on 2 points in third. That would only give them a World Cup playoff spot, not qualification to the quarter-finals. So there would be a bittersweet feel if they were to finish third. Ethiopia know they have to win. No matter what, they have to win if they are to progress. But a win would at least land them a shot at the playoffs and a place at the World Cup. So they have to be ambitious here to Ethiopia, but they've got to also defend stoutly. They might need a little bit of luck along the way as well, and they certainly got that with the penalty not given for Everson's arm into the face of Tabubi. Tell you, Morocco have taken the lead against Egypt, which is a big, big goal, because that then opens up this game as a potential to come second and go into the quarter-finals. One of these two will definitely be going home after tonight, but what about this free kick? It's going to be taken by Borgia by the look of things. He leaves it. It's thrust into the box by Zadira. No, by Zlidi rather, and it's brought away for Ethiopia. A mazy run from Huzaifa, but he ran into traffic. So too did Zlidi. So throw into Ethiopia down on this near side, which will be taken by Dinkner. Does possess a long throw. This one's not necessarily quite as long. It's knocked down the line, but it wasn't quite what he had in mind, Dawit Kassa, and it's gone behind for a goal kick. Malawi seemed to go down there. Well, a little bit of half from Dawit. Didn't get noticed. 20 minutes gone. Tunisia 0, Ethiopia 0. Morocco would win the group outright with 7 points. Egypt currently stays second because a draw is not good enough for either of these two to put pressure on the top two, whatever the result in the other game. Here come Tunisia looking for an opener, but that was a hurried shot from Bourget and a horrid shot from Bourget. Well wide of the target from Adam Bourget. Pulled at it with his left foot, did Bourget. Ethiopia working their way out from the back. This is Tensei. Long pump forward. Goalkeeper will deal with it. Dagra, captain tonight for Tunisia. It's one in the midfield by Otmani. Otmani then losing out to Dawit Kassor. Kassor trying to pick out the run of Azifa. It was a good run from Azifa. It was a good ball, in fact, by Dawit. Now Tunisia again, picked up in the midfield by Otmani. He's done well, he's got it wide. Hadrick gets across in, it's dangerous. Goalkeeper made his mind up relatively late, did Temesgen, and came out and leaped up ahead of Hadrick and plucked it out of the air. No danger in the end. Here they come one more time. Zlidik. Interesting. Bourget. Challenge. Saw Bourget touch the ball last, so behind for a goal kick. Wonderfully named Moustache has got the opening for Morocco, who lead against Egypt by 2-0. We're just coming up to midway point in the first half. The main talking point, the FVS shout by Tunisian coach Abdelrazak Hadida, and it could have easily been a penalty for the raised arm by Efferson into the face of Hadrick, which caused an injury which prevented him from getting the shot away. Busy day for CAF today. The draw for the next senior AFCON was made earlier today as well. Might try and reflect on that for you a little later. Well, it's a free kick to Ethiopia, right over on that far side. It's actually a throw-in. Saw the referee blowing his whistle, just assumed it. That was a terrible throw from Ebenezer. Not quite sure what he had in mind there. That could cause problems. A little bit of pressure put on there by Hadrick, who urges that travelling Tunisian support over in the stand on the far side to get their voices going and get behind their side. They would have known, those Tunisian players, that there's a goal in the game between Morocco and Egypt, and now the onus is on one of these two sides to go and win this game. But it's a winner's take all. It is almost a cup game, really, isn't it? A one-off knockout. One of these will certainly be going home today, no matter what. Ethiopia have to win. A draw for Tunisia, they will go home. It's win or bust, really, but Tunisia can afford a draw to make it through to the eliminator for a place in the World Cup in a playoff at the end of the week. Ethiopia never frightened to play out from the back. It's a very heavy touch on the far side by Sefer. That's good mopping up at the back by Thabti. Thabti, by the way, at the back, he's a player that plays for Wolfsburg in the Bundesliga in Germany, currently in the midst of preparing for a Bundesliga relegation playoff match against Paderborn, so they might not be guaranteed Bundesliga football next season, but certainly Thabti will be looking to build on the experiences here to challenge for a place in the senior squad in the years to come. That's good play in the midfield from Otmani and Mezzageri. He's done well again there, Schlidi. Ethiopia have it back and trying to reverse it forward. Cut out by Thabti again. Musa. It's big and strong, Musa. He plays for Dijon in France, so there's two very experienced defenders in the middle of that defence for Tunisia. Poor touch by Schlidi. That's good play into the midfield by Binyam. It's going to be chased once more. He's full of running as Dawit. He's the go-to man. He's the link-up. That's a good ball. Now off on the run is Azefa into the penalty area. He's got an option ahead of him. Oh, and he went on the outside and slipped. Agonising. Thabti's crossfield pass lands at the feet of Borgi, who takes it down, taking on Sheranat and beating him. Tried to put it through the legs, but it didn't quite come off. However, still got it here, Schlidi. Schlidi goes down on the edge of the penalty area. Bided his time before making the decision. And Zeno Ndem Ugwanita of Namibia gave the free kick. Arguments from the Ethiopian players who felt that the Nigerian went down a bit easy, and you can see where they're coming from here. It doesn't appear to be too much contact. This was the slip at the other end. Agony for Josefa. Well, it's a shoot on goal opportunity perhaps for Tunisia, but in all reality this is most likely to be a cross. Two usual subjects over the ball, Schlidi and Borgi. Schlidi, perhaps the favourite. One goal this season, but a yellow card today would mean he misses the next match, be it a quarter-final or be it a playoff for a World Cup place. They can ill afford to lose him for that. Neither side plays with an out-and-out 9, but they play with his two front men, Schlidi and Dawit for Ethiopia, who are real link-up players, good technical players as well. Who's it to be? I'll tell you what, if Schlidi does go for it, I wouldn't be surprised if he shot. I said I wouldn't be surprised if he shot, and he did, and it's tipped over the bar by Temezgen. Sugar City goalkeeper Temezgen was fortunate. It was pretty much straight above him. Just raised his right arm and helped it over the top for a corner. It's a save you'd expect him to make. But it was a shot from Schlidi. He seems that type of ultra-confident player that feels he can score from anywhere. Had that earlier cross in the first couple of minutes where he Rabona a cross in, and it still found his teammate Hadrick. It's a throw-in to Egypt. To Ethiopia. Egypt, who 1-0 down at the moment against Morocco, I was just about to say. So Morocco would win the group. Egypt currently second because this is drawing. then it starts to get interesting. I think it's done on lots. If everything, including goal difference and goals scored, is all level. So if Tunisia, as the ball goes out of play, if Tunisia were to win 1-0 here, and I'm just having a quick look at my notes in front of me here. Once again, it's Liddy. I'll come back to the league table in a second. The challenge comes in from Buruk, keeps it. And Sharanet down the line by Dinkner. Buruk again. Can't quite find Dowett, but he does get a throw in, and Ethiopia are able to move upfield. If they were to score here at Tunisia, they would go through with a 1-0 because Egypt has not scored as many goals as Tunisia. Ball into the box, easily gathered by Dargarot. Another player that plays his football in France. He's linked to second-tier side Sochaux. So if Morocco were to win 2-1 in the other game, it would be drawn on lots, if that makes sense. We'll keep across it for you, don't stress. It's Buruk. Oh, nearly came to Dowett. It's cleared away in a hurry from Bourgie, who's back there defending. So a free kick to the Tunisians, which will be taken by captain and goalkeeper Dargarot. 13 minutes to go in the first half, still 0-0. Chances have been few and far between. It's a cagey game, but that's perhaps to be expected, given both these sides know that only a win would keep them in the competition itself. A playoff place to qualify for the World Cup in Qatar is up for grabs for whoever finishes third, so there is at least one more match for one of these two teams. Buruk pulls it back to the edge of the penalty area. Buruk again, he's onside, but the ball inside was really weak, and then the flag does go up against Buruk anyway, so it wouldn't have mattered. Incidentally, if Ethiopia were to score here, then they would be absolutely level with Egypt, and if it was to stay the same and both games finish 1-0, that would mean that Egypt and Ethiopia would have to draw lots to decide which team goes through to the quarter-final and which team goes through to the eliminating playoff for a place in the World Cup. That's how tight it is in the group. That really does come down to luck, doesn't it? Luck and judgment. It's neatly done by Malawi. Away. Gets it in. Flying header away from Efferson. Sharanet. Ebenezer. Into the feet of Zefa. Zefa started the first game, sub in the second game, back in the starting lineup today. The only change for Ethiopia, and on top of that, no changes for Tunisia. Despite losing their last game, they stick with the same 11. Long clearance from Dagra. It's quickly returned by Sherenat. He's having a really good game in the middle of that midfield. His header finds Dawit. Dawit gets wide to Azefa. Azefa's twisting and turning. Not sure where his slalom is going to end up. Back with Kidos. Azefa gave the ball away, and away with it comes Borgia. Borgia showed too much of it. Sherenat went past two, did Sherenat. Might go alone here, it's Sherenat. He pulls it wide. Well, that opened up ahead of him, and it just needed a little bit more composure with the shot. Wide goal kick. This was the shot that he pulled wide. Tunisian goalkeeper Dagro relieved to see that one go wide.
Shot.
9 minutes to go to half-time. Tunisia trying to get in with Hadrick on the right-hand side. He's got support from Taboubi there as well. Comes out from Sherenat for a throw. There's good support from Tunisia on that far side that they're trying to feed off of at the moment, their players. Picked off by Dawit. That's a good ball. Birk rides the challenge of Mezejiri. Tunisia looking to the left and looking to Borgi. Adem Borgi go on the outside. There's an arm that pushes into Borgi from Tinsay, and the referee spots that one. Not dissimilar to the incident that was referred to FVS early on in the game, which didn't end up as a penalty. But there was a high arm into that neck area, wasn't there? That's a foul, definitely. Well, that was one way of stopping him. Tunisia 0, Ethiopia 0, 7.5 minutes until half-time. Chances have been at a premium. We've just seen that shot from Sherenat, went wide. One in the wall, Buruk being that one. Musa saying to the referee, watch out for holding. Sherenat is the player that's going to be marking him. And it comes from Borgi. It's a good ball in. It's a looping header. Doesn't end up going towards goal. It was a good enough defensive header in the end from Ethiopia, who cleared their lines through Biruk. Nice touch from Azefa, and Azefa is away, and they've got the counter-attack now of Egypt. Azefa goes on the outside, stumbles into the box, and it was a poor shot from Azefa in the end. He'd done the difficult bit, getting past the defender with a step over. But that's where the composure went out of the window, and the shot was very disappointing and wide, but everything in the lead up to it was good. Chase for Dinkler. Out of play, despite the best intentions of Hadrick to keep it in. One back by Malawia. Sofan Malawia. Goalkeeper says, leave it to me. Probably not a good decision. His clearance striking a Tunisian player, but the bounce did in the end favour them. Azefna. It's a throw-in, I think, on the far side. There's two balls on the pitch. It's all a bit fragmented at the moment. Just needs to be calmed down. It's going to be a throw-in to Egypt. Chucked in towards that penalty area. Glanced away by Musa. Still Morocco leading Egypt 1-0. So, a Tunisia goal here takes them through in second. An Egypt goal takes them on to drawing lots for second place with Egypt. That's where we're at the moment. Will it stay like that? Well, in these kind of events, they very rarely do stay the same. Let's wait and see. Chip ball forward from Sherinet. He looks very composed in that midfield area, but Binyam was light with his touch, and that's allowed the Tunisians to quickly venture forward. Cross comes in from Handrick. It's headed away forcefully by Tensei. Kiras. Birak sliding across to put the ball out of play. Was defender Malawia. Sofiane Malawia at the back. Left back can play pretty much anywhere along the back line. 4 minutes to go till half-time. Plays for Nice in France, Malawia. Might want to get back home if they go out tonight. They're in the cup final on Friday against Lens, and then they've got a two-legged playoff for Ligue 1 survival against Saint-Etienne. So their season's certainly still up for grabs, isn't it? Although he's not been anywhere near the first-team squad this season, Malawia, and isn't likely to be for those three big games. Sherinet gets it out wide to Dinkner. It's a good link-up play to find Binyam. We haven't seen enough of Binyam, really. He's the midfield attacking player that links up, but we see more of Dawit Kassar, really, than we have of Binyam. Comes back out to Binyam. What can he do here? This is Sherinet. He's still going, Sherinet. He's still going, Sherinet. Brilliant save. Well, they allowed him to get the shot in, and Dagrar came to the rescue of Tunisia there. It's a good save as well to keep out Sherinet. Best chance of the game so far. And Dawit gets the cross in. It's only partially cleared. It's lofted towards goal. It's instinctive. It was over. It was from Birak. But this was the chance. He somehow kept going through the legs of the defender, got the shot away with very little backlift. He was heading to the top corner, flying through the air, Dagrar to make the save. Two and a half minutes of the first half remaining. Tunisia 0, Ethiopia 0. Still Morocco 1, Egypt 0. Both teams will be eliminated from the competition as things stand. But Tunisia will get a crack at a World Cup place through a playoff. Ethiopia would go home, but a goal for Ethiopia changes everything. Malawi up into the feet of Mezajiri. Mezajiri again. He's another French-based player, plays for the third-tier side, Airbel. That's a good ball forward as well to try and set Borgi free, but he's not going to get there ahead of Tinsei, who uses his goalkeeper, Temesian, to get the ball away. Şergan Temesian clearing up towards the halfway line, but Tunisia have it again. Sherinet there, he's the master blocker, isn't he, in that midfield for Ethiopia. He's had a really good game so far, and he's had the best chance saved brilliantly by Dagrar just a minute or so ago. Earlier on today, Ivory Coast 2, Uganda 2. Uganda equalising in the 14th minute of stoppage time in that game. Cameroon 1, Congo 0. So that's how it all wrapped up in Group B. So Congo, the first team to be eliminated. Uganda, despite winning one and drawing one and only losing one, must make do with a playoff place. It's Cameroon and Ivory Coast that go through to the knockout stage. Here comes Tunisia. Back out wide again to Borgi. Borgi needs support. Comes in the shape of Malawi. It was a big stretch for Borgi. 2 minutes of added time, it's announced. Fourth official. Wektisami Naftel says 2 minutes. That's what it'll be. Not been too many stoppages. Had that little VAR stoppage, didn't we, which coincided with the only real injury of the game, which was the head injury to Tabubi. That's where the 2 minutes has come from. Easy header away by Tabti. Tunisia looking to profit down the right-hand side. It takes two to tango, and Ebenezer is a tricky one to get past. He ends up fouling his opponent right under the nose of the assistant referee on the far side, which is Vincent Ngimdu. It's left to Bubi on the floor. Across goes Jledi to take this free kick. Push on Bubi by Ebenezer. This is as good as a corner. So here comes a free kick. Played in, turned away. It wasn't picked up properly by Mane. That's a good block. Again, it's Chirinet there. Good strike towards goal, but it's on target. I can tell you, Morocco 2, Egypt 0. Really does open things up. That means that whoever scores here and wins 1-0 would go through, because Egypt are 2-0 down. I watched the Egypt-Ethiopia game and didn't think Egypt were terrific at all. I think there's a lot between the four sides in this group. Really don't. Morocco perhaps just that little bit better. Ball into the box. It's cushioned away by Tabdi for a corner. Happy to see that one behind, but Morocco 2, Egypt 0 in first half stoppage time. Talai with the goal in the 47th minute of the first half. That is a big goal for this game, let alone that game. It's a great ball in, it's flicked away. It's not been fully compromised yet. And then shot across the face of goal. Oh, that was so unlucky. Dowett. And it went whistling across the face of the Tunisian goal. It was agonising. It was a big chance. Well, just how close was it? This tells you. As it comes back out, it's pinballing around. He takes a touch. It's a really good effort. It's just bending away from the far post and out for the final touch of the game in this first half. The half-time whistle goes. It is 0-0. The winner will almost certainly go through the way things are standing. It's half-time in the other game as well. Morocco 2-0 up. So Tunisia and Ethiopia now know if they win this one 1-0, there's every chance they will be playing in the quarter-final. The loser will be going home. If it's a draw, it'll be Ethiopia through a lack of goals that exit the competition completely. It's all to play for in the second half here at the Mohammed VI complex here in Rabat. It's goalless, but it's very, very intriguing indeed. How's this one going to pan out? Well, we will find out in due course, but at half-time, it is Tunisia 0, Ethiopia 0. Well, the two teams out for the second half. Tunisia 0, Ethiopia 0 at half-time. This is a Group A fixture with plenty still riding on Group A. Now, the hosts, Morocco, are beating Egypt 2-0 in the other game across on the other side of the complex. What that means is that Egypt at the moment sitting second place despite being 2-0 down, and they've got to be hoping upon all hope that they can come back, or they can see this one ending as a draw. A draw here would mean Egypt go through. Tunisia would end up with most goals scored third, and they would play in the playoff for a place in the Qatar World Cup, and Ethiopia would go home. An Ethiopia goal or a Tunisia goal and the quarter-final is beckoning. If Tunisia were to win 1-0 here and Egypt were to score one against Morocco and lose 2-1, lots would be drawn between Egypt and Tunisia. Lots can or not be drawn if Ethiopia win 1-0 because Egypt have conceded another goal. As clear as daylight, I know. Don't worry, we'll keep on top of it as we go along. Earlier on today, Cameroon made their passage through to the final 8 with a 1-0 win over the eliminated Congo, first team to go home. Ivory Coast 2, Uganda 2 meant that Ivory Coast went through and Uganda will be in the playoff for a place in the World Cup. No changes at half-time. Here's Schlidi. Schlidi plays in France, another player that plays in France. He plays for Angers. And he laid the ball off there. And Malawi was the player brought down. Yeah, it's a late challenge, wasn't it? From Birak. Away. And confirmation that as things stand, Egypt staying second, Tunisia third, and Ethiopia bottom. There comes the cross, which is turned away. Who can find that all-important first goal, which could take so much pressure off of one team's shoulders? But it's such a big game. This is literally a knockout now. There is so much at stake. If anyone concedes, it means they have to go and score 2. Especially if it's Ethiopia, they have to score 2 or they are completely out. For Tunisia, they've got the backup of scoring more goals so far in this tournament, so they would finish with a draw today if they drew third. That must be what Egypt are praying for at the moment. Here comes the cross from Binyam. Interesting. The white shirts can bring it away with Mezzageri. Borgi, that's a good ball. This is Hadrick. Goalkeeper came a long way out, but in fairness to him, he didn't get caught in two minds. He made his mind up and he stuck with it, and he came and done the job. Good goalkeeping by Temesgen. For a moment there, I thought that Hadrick was going to lift it over the top of him. This is Mezzageri, all the way back by Obani. Fed down the line on that far side towards Schlidi. Also involved Malawia. Solid challenge from Musa. Malawia. Bit of a push there for Malawia. That's going to be a free kick. Well, 3 minutes gone in the second half. Still neither side have found the net. Neither side have made a change. Neither side have picked up a yellow card. We've had one FVS call. If you're wondering what FVS is, it's the alternative to VAR. It's a call from the Tunisian coach, Abdel Razak Adida, and it was a worthy call because it looked as if there might have been something in it for a penalty. But here come Ethiopia looking for an opening. Once again, it's with Sherinet. Sherinet finding Binyam. Binyam got caught up a little bit in the moment, and it's been cleared away, and suddenly this game is starting to open up. This is Schlidi. He's been fouled. Do you know, I said there wasn't a yellow card. Well, there is now. Sherinet and Schlidi, arguably two of the best players on the pitch so far. And Sherinet picks up a yellow card. He is not one of the players out there on a yellow card. There are 6 out there that started this game that are on a yellow card and would miss the next game. Well, it was a yellow, wasn't it? Sherinet grabbed hold of Schlidi. So Sherinet becomes the first yellow card of the evening. Usual suspects over the ball. Borgi one side, Schlidi the other. It's usually Schlidi. But is Borgi there to make up the numbers this time, or might it be his left foot that carved something out? It might be, but it won't be. It's lifted into the penalty area. Header away towards the edge. Borgi, and then rifled towards goal by Schlidi. 5 minutes into the second half, still 0-0, still 2-0 to Morocco in the other game. I'm sure Egypt are keeping a very close eye on this, because if they lose that game, they need this to be a draw. I can tell you, Egypt have got a goal back in that game. It's now Morocco 2, Egypt 1. Egypt have responded to some stern half-time words, I would imagine, from their coach, and they're now at 2-1. So Morocco 2, Egypt 1. So if Tunisia win 1-0, that will go to lots now. Oh, very simple, isn't it? The drama. This is with Dinkna. Dinkna finding Burek. Well, there's enough backup over on that far side in the corner to prevent Binyam from finding a route into the penalty area. Clearance up towards the halfway line. It's a push in the back, surely. Hadrick was flattened. Hadrick playing pretty much as the out-and-out striker. Tabubi down the right-hand side, Upman and Mezzageri in the middle. They've kind of altered from what they were intending to start with in this game. Tunisia, there's the Group A table as it stands. That goal for Egypt puts them on 0. If Tunisia win 1-0 and it stays 2-1 there, lots will be drawn to decide which one of Egypt or Tunisia go through. Now, if Ethiopia score, then it becomes a completely different subject. So Egypt on 0. If Ethiopia score, they would need to score 2 as things stand now, Ethiopia, to go through. Or win 1-0 and take 3rd place and a place at the World Cup, which would be a good consolation. That is their minimum out of this competition as an aim. But they've got to score, that's for sure. Sharing it. He's the first player to pick up a yellow card, arguably the best player on the pitch so far. You can't afford to lose him, Ethiopia. Ebenezer. Picked up by Mesajiri, and he's given it away. This is Kidos, and that's a good ball into the box. Sefna. And that's saved by goalkeeper Darrow. The flag is up against Zefa. Well, that's a let-off for Tunisia, and they know it. And you know what? That is tight. That is ever so tight. Well, they need 2 goals as things stand, Ethiopia, if they were to go through to the quarter-final. 1 goal for Tunisia. And they would be looking at lots. It's a good ball into the penalty area and cleared away. It's good play by Josefo. He is a controlling winger. It's got good pace, but good touch with him as well. Losing out there was Ebenezer. Wouldn't stick for Zlidi, and that's a foul, which has left Kidos down on the ground, and I think we're going to see a yellow card for that. 14, Zlidi gets a yellow card, and what that does mean is that Zlidi will miss the next match, whether that be a quarter-final or whether that be in a World Cup playoff. He will not play in the next game, and we've seen already today that he is an important player for Tunisia. So that's a big blow. Zlidi out for the next game. If they don't lose this one, they will have a next game, and he will not play in it. And his tournament will be over, potentially, if they don't qualify. All ifs, buts and maybes. And that's a blow for Zlidi, who has to sit out potentially a quarter-final. We'll wait and see how that one unfolds. 2-1 in the other game. Egypt scoring has made it interesting, really. Both these sides could well do with Morocco getting another goal to open the group back up again. Saouidi got the goal, by the way, just after half-time for Egypt. It's a good spell, this, for Ethiopia at the moment, but they can't prize a way through, as Zefa has stopped in his tracks. Earlier today, Cameroon and Ivory Coast went through. Uganda went into the World Cup playoff, the first team to qualify, the first team to go home, the Democratic Republic of Congo. Ethiopia clear in their lines. No way through. Defence is on top at the moment. Tabubi goes on the outside. Bit of force from Ebenezer, and that's going to be a free kick. It was the only one way he was going to prevent Taboubi from getting the cross in. Tunisia free kick. What's this going to amount to? A goal for Tunisia here starts to make things very interesting. It also makes it nigh on impossible for Ethiopia to survive. In comes that cross, and it skimmed across the face of goal. It was a dangerous delivery from Jlidi. Well, it had the goalkeeper on his toes. He was rather fortunate to see it bounce beyond him and everybody else. 13 minutes into the second half, first change of the game. Well, the first change is Away, who makes his way off the pitch and is replaced by Terati. Terati comes on. So Teo Rati comes on. He'll go at right back, Teo Rati. And the second player coming on for Borgi is Sharad, like for like on the left-hand side, plays in Germany for SV Wien. Everson trying to keep Hadrick out of harm's way. Ebenezer's clearance is a long one. Headed back down again. Change for Ethiopia as well. Buduk comes off. And Ayew is a very prosperous young attack-minded player who plays for St George. He's going to come on. And he is a bundle of tricks that could just prize open Tunisia. Long searching ball from Shiranek. That will go straight through for a goal kick. An hour gone now. Tunisia 0, Ethiopia 0. Still Morocco 2, Egypt 1. Still Group A is balanced on a knife edge. Not a great clearance from Dara. Lifted down the line by Teo Rati. First touch from him was to put the ball straight out of play for a throw. Out of the reach of Taboubi. Ebenezer. Oh, Taboubi's taken it off of him and then gone down. Ebenezer. He's treading on a tightrope. He gets a yellow. He misses the next game if they are to win. Well, that penalty appeal in the first half that went to FVS, he got a facial injury and you can see the plaster on his face, Taboubi, as a result of it. League table on the screen right now. Morocco would go through. Egypt would finish second. And as things stand, because of more goals scored, Tunisia would take the third place playoff for a World Cup place. They'll be out of the competition, but they'd still be in with a shout with the World Cup. 10 teams basically go through to the World Cup from the AFCON. The 8 teams that finish in the top 2 places and therefore go to the quarterfinals, and then the 2 playoffs will be between the 4, and there's a chance maybe here. That's an excellent challenge. Goalkeeper needs to grab that and does. The 2 teams that come in sorry, the 4 teams that come third will play off for 2 matches. 2 winners will go through to the World Cup, so 10 teams go through, but they would be out of the AFCON itself. Teorati, that was a good ball into the box just now, and that was a chance for Tunisia. It's not been a game blessed with too many chances. It's to be expected. It's a cagey affair because if Ethiopia concede the first goal in this game, they are on the brink of going home. But they need to score. They have to score. A draw would see them going home, no matter what happens in the other game just over the road. You can feel the nerves on and off the pitch. You feel that if Tunisia are to squeeze their way into the quarter-final, they would need Schlidi fit and on the pitch. Well, he's fit, but he'll be suspended for the quarter-final. It's a big blow for them. Tabubi, he's done well. Tabubi gets past Abaneza, lifts it too deep, really. Otmani. Reverse back inside, it's good play. Hoisted over the top by Mezajiri, who makes a run into the box. In fact, it was Malawi that made the run into the and smashes it over the crossbar. And the initial chance came to Hadrick, then he went up in the air with a goalkeeper who claimed it really well. That's going to be a yellow card for Malawi, and he will also miss the next game if they avoid defeat. Number 12 with a challenge on number 12. Zefa was the man fouled. Malawi, the man, a pivotal yellow card. But they've lost 2 players to the next game. If they qualify now, Tunisia, Malawi joins suspension for the next game. So this free kick is going to be taken by Dawit Kassa. They need a goal from somewhere. It's blasted through and down to make the save. Agrot. It was moving in the air. Luckily for the Tunisians, it was within range of the goalkeeper. That's a good ball out wide. Now they ball in quick, but it's cleared away by Chinsei. Foul by Mezajiri. So a free kick to Tunisia. .66 on the clock. The free kick not taken. The referee still talking to Mezajiri, who was the guilty party in that change. For those of you interested in the Premier League in England, congratulations to Arsenal. They are the champions. Manchester City won as a result tonight. Arsenal are the Premier League champions in England. Who goes through in Group A of the CAF Under-17 AFCON is still very much in doubt. it's Egypt at the moment because these two are inseparable. That's all amicable from Ethiopia at the back. They've defended really well, actually, in this tournament, Ethiopia. You can't really knock the fact that they've drawn 0-0 with Egypt. They lost 2-1 to Morocco, the hosts. Give them a really good game. And here they are, 0-0 with Tunisia. It's a tough old group, this one, you know. Egypt, Morocco. It's the group of death. Tunisia could well be going out. Here comes the cross. That's a great ball in. Well, everything he's gone to claim, he has claimed to Meshen. And he's been bundled into the net almost there by Hadrick. I think he'll be okay. He's done really well. Once again there, Temesgen plays for Sherga City, back home in Ethiopia. And the only way he was dropping that was with the force of the challenge from Hadrick, which was an illegal challenge. It's a weaving run forward by Moussa, Nael Moussa of Dijon. Intercepted by Binyam. He wants to get it forward early. Huzefa. Still Huzefa chasing. Up in the air from Malawi. It's a competitive game. It's a competitive group, isn't it? If it goes to the last 20 minutes and still you don't have any idea who might well be qualifying, it's in Morocco's hands to win the group and qualify. But even if they conceded 2 goals, they might go out. And I think goals scored might just see them through, even if there was a winner here. Well, the decision goes against Tunisia, which doesn't particularly go down well. Tensei to Efesa to goalkeeper Temesgen. His clearance is long out towards his near side. It's Ebenezer that helps it on for a throw-in. In the original draw, Algeria were pot 3, Ethiopia pot 4. So I suppose in that vein of form, the group is, as things stand, finishing the way the pots formulated it, 1, 2, 3, 4. But Egypt have been competitive, and so too have Ethiopia, as have Algeria and Morocco. It's been very little in it. Spin one back by Sherinet. Gets it out wide. And Ayew. It's an interesting ball into the box. This is Dawit with the back heel, but it's back heel was straight at Messagira. He can't get it clear, and Ethiopia go again inside to the penalty area, cleared away by Otmani. Oh, you could cut the tension with a knife. Schlidi finding Taboubi. And Taboubi goes off down the left-hand side, chased by Ebenezer, gets the cross in, turned away by Tinsei. And Ayew. Challenge was from Teherati. Another change. Shafi is off. That's Huzefa, which I'm surprised at, actually. It could have been their go-to man. Amir is the player to come in, the St George winger, who started the last game against the hosts Morocco. But he's dropped today, the one change. He was replaced by the man he's just replaced, ironically, Azefa. Two like-for-like players. 18 minutes to go. And the goal is crucial for Ethiopia to stand any chance. If they win this game, they will be playing another game. If they lose it or they draw it, they'll be going home. Their equation is simple. It is really much the same with Tunisia. They can't afford to lose, but they can afford to draw if they want that playoff place. It's how much do they want the quarter-final place? It's up for grabs, but they need a winner. But it really hasn't been a game with too many chances so far. Tunisian fans trying to get behind their team. They're not cheering another goal, by the way. It's still Morocco 2, Egypt 1. But if Morocco were to get a third goal, Tunisia would go straight through as second place if they were to score. If, buts, maybes, what ifs and miracles. That's where we're at. Tunisia 0, Ethiopia 0. Tensei. Wide to Anayi. Forward by Kidas. Helped on by David. David saw his turn cleared. Binyam. Chance to run forward here, Binyam. Into the corner. Three nearest players to him are all wearing white shirts. He's done ever so well. Back out here to Sherinet, who takes aim. But, well, if you don't shoot, you don't score, and they do need to start shooting here to Ethiopia. But that one has gone flying over the top of the crossbar. Yellow card for Tensei, the big defender. And this is why Schlidi took the ball. Tensei took Schlidi. If you see graphics on the screen and my names that I'm giving out don't match up, they do differentiate. We go with the shirt names a lot of the time, and Tensei is the name on the shirt, the number 4. Schlidi is down. Well, if they do get through, or they do get another game, he gets a rest. However, if it stays the same, his tournament will be over because he can't play in the eliminator. Well, the free kick is going to be taken by Sharat. German-based player with a chance to whip the ball in. There's going to be a change. Aloui is going to come on for Hadrick. Well, Hadrick is a yellow card away from missing the next game too, so that's a risk they're not prepared to take. They bring on the fresh legs of Islam Alawi. Free kick, Chara to take. 13 minutes to go. Referee keen to stamp out any entanglement inside that penalty area. An important delivery here for Tunisia. Thumped up in the air. Back out wide by Mezzagiri. Cleared into touch by Tinsay. Tabubi is their go-to man down this right-hand side. You feel he's got the pace of Ebenezer, the beating of him. Can he put the telling cross in? Teorati is going to take this. He plays in Switzerland for Lausanne. Promising young fullback. Surprised he hasn't started more than he has in this tournament. Ryan Teorati. Teorati with a throw. Caught by the long legs of Sherinet, who gets it away. Return back by Musa. Well, if you don't need reminding, apologies in advance, but as it stands, Egypt will go through a second, despite trailing to Morocco. These two will go out, but Tunisia will hang around for a playoff to get to the World Cup, they will hope, in Qatar. That's a good reverse to Dowett. Dowett down the right-hand side. Needs a delivery. It's a good play. NEU gets it in, and it's too close to the goalkeeper, and down goes Dagrot. Both goalkeepers have handled those situations really well tonight, both Dagrot and at the other end, Tenezgen. Had room for any errors from either goalkeeper so far. That's why it's 0-0. Here come Ethiopia again. Dawit checks back. And IU to Sherinet, and Sherinet beats two. Still Sherinet, he's on his left, he gets it out wide to Ebenezer, who pulls it back, and it is smuggled away, and that was a dangerous moment there for Tunisia. It's still not been cleared. Tinsay is now caught out of position, the clearance by Efferson. And it's Ethiopia that are trying to ask a few questions to Tunisia. The best form of defence for Tunisia is clearly attack, and that's Tabubi, glanced away by Dinkner. Rescued by Sherinet just about, but it's been put out wide once more to Alawi. To Jlidi rather, into the penalty area. Alawi can't find room for the shot. Cleared. Teorati. Now, what can Teorati do here? Sensible ball. It's the good outlet. Is Zabubi. That's a foul. That will be a yellow for Efferson. And it does mean that both of those central defenders are now on a yellow. Well, it's mandatory, isn't it? They've got to tread carefully. Oh, poor old Tabubi has been in the wars today. Efferson has twice inflicted damage on him. A wound to the face in the first half. Chunk out his legs in the second. Free kick. Still Morocco leading Egypt 2-1. They're just behind in that game, in fact, by about a minute. That kicked off slightly later than this. Tunisia score. It goes to Lots for second place. In comes the corner. Well, it found a Tunisian head. Zlidi with the delivery. Musa can't make anything of it, though. It's headed back forward again by Malawia. Dug out by Kidos. Shiranet. He's done well there. Gets it out wide to Kidos. Kidos looks up, finds Dawit against Malawi. Can he get the cross in? Deflection, and that aided Musa with the clearance. Was that handball against Shiranet? No, says the referee. It's played out wide for Zlidi. Zlidi into the channel. Something to run onto for Alwi. Alwi's done well. He's a big, strong striker. Plays it inside. They've worked their way over. This is Tabubi. Can he find the shot? Well, in the end, he did. And it came off of him last. Behind for a goal kick. I thought there might be a corner, but no arguments. Goal kick taken quickly. And it's got a bit gung-ho now, as it had to, really. Both teams playing for a quarter-final place. A goal for Tunisia, and Lens will draw whether they or Egypt will go through to the final 8. I don't have any information when those lots would be drawn. All they need is a goal, Tunisia. Then they can start wondering where the lots are going to be drawn. Of course, if Egypt score a second, this game's null and void for qualification. It's all about who finishes third and gets the playoff chance. Tunisia are on the attack. We've got just 6 minutes to go. The American coach Benzema checks his watch. Well, there'll be no disgrace in finishing bottom of this group. It's the group of death. It's always been the group of death. 3 very strong nations in Tunisia, Egypt and Morocco against a emerging Ethiopian side that have more than matched all 3 of them in their own rights. Two in the wall. Binyam and Amir. Free kick is going to be taken by Zlidi. They've not thrown everyone forward here, Tunisia, which perhaps is a surprise, but there are sizable targets to aim for, including Tabti. There he is, Tabti. He's free on the far side. Tabti denied the header towards goal by Digna, who got it away, and that's going to be a free kick. And it all came to nothing in the end as we tiptoe into the final 5 minutes. Well, what can Ethiopia conjure up? This would put the cat amongst the pigeons if they were to score. But it's another cross that lands too close to Dagor, the goalkeeper. And there's that league table, no change. A goal here could change all of that, especially if it's a Tunisian goal. Zlidi cuts back inside, still going. There's loads of room here for Tabubi. The ball to the far post, off the inside of the post and back out again. How's your luck? Egypt must be breathing the biggest sigh of relief in Rabat at the moment, just over the road, because that nearly went to lots. So unlucky. Alwi's head up, came back off the inside of the post. Well, we haven't had a goal yet, but that was the closest we've come to one. Inside of the post. Othmani. Touch from Kudos does win it back momentarily for Ethiopia. How about this for a header from Alwyn? Great header, great neck muscles. Goalkeeper is stranded. Couldn't believe his luck when he turned round and it came back straight at him. Thank you very much. No free kick, says referee Ansino Ndemugwanita. Three minutes to play, 3 minutes to rescue something other than a place in the playoff. Ethiopia are going home. Unless they score. Well, they've got a free kick here. And it's going to be a yellow card as well. He's waiting patiently there, the referee. And it's Tabti that gets a yellow. He's not one of those already on a yellow, so it's not going to be a damaging caution. Tabti's yellow. Free kick to Ethiopia. Well, if they were to score here, I'm not quite sure how you contain them, but they would go through to a World Cup playoff place and they would send Tunisia home with a kick of a football. This group has gone the distance. And IU has spent a long time teeing this up. 5 in the wall, a draft excluder. No chances could be taken here by Tunisia. If they concede, they will be going home. If Ethiopia score, it might spark pandemonium. There has to be a gap of at least 2 meters between the wall and the nearest opponent. Well, he hasn't got much to aim for, really. It's so close to the box. Well, he got it round the wall. He got it round the post as well. And with that, the chance may well have gone. They're looking to get a late change on here. Looks like Khalid is going to come on for Ethiopia. 5 minutes of stoppage time. Kudos comes off. Khalid will come on. It's a like-for-like change. Just those fresh legs might make the difference. Is there one more chance left in this game? To recap, if it stays the same in the other game, Morocco 2, Egypt 1. If Tunisia were to score here and win 1-0, then second place would be decided between Egypt and Tunisia on lots. If Ethiopia score, they would finish third. They need 2 goals to overturn Egypt. But if Morocco went and got a third goal in added time in that game, and Ethiopia were to score, Ethiopia would finish second. So there's still hope, but it really is a faint hope at the moment for Ethiopia. But third place in a playoff for the World Cup wouldn't be a bad return from this really tough group. A group that continues to roll out intrigue deep into stoppage time on match day 3 for both fixtures. It's Inside from Dawit, but it lacked conviction. Roll down the line from Tabubi. Alwi. Big, strong striker, Alwi. As Efferson is finding out to his cost at the moment, but he did stand him up well. Ebenezer. And back out wide by Binyam rather, and Eniu. Binyam, that's good. Not good enough. They were trying to hit Dawit. Goalkeeper's got it, and he'll pick it up. There's a kick that's going to go a long distance. We're halfway through the halfway through the 5 minutes of stoppage time. They've played 2 minutes of stoppage time in the other game. Morocco 2, Egypt 1. Taken by Eniu. In comes the cross. It's a good delivery, and it's gone in. Ethiopia have got their goal. Unbelievable. It's a goal for Amir, the substitute. Rapturous, delirious for Tunisia, disastrous. Deep into stoppage time, Ethiopia get their goal. It might not be enough to see them through, but my goodness me, that is dramatic, and it's all kicking off down below between the bench of Tunisia and Ethiopia, but this is the goal. It's hung in brilliantly by Eniu, and look at that for a leap and a head down. Goalkeeper couldn't keep it out. Dayar beaten by a brilliant ball, and it's Binyam in fact with the ball, and there's the header from Amir. Great ball from Binyam, and he scores. It's 1-0. Well, that has made things interesting, and that is going to send Tunisia packing. They're out. They're going home. They're going to finish bottom of the group of death. And Ethiopia are going to have a crack at it unless Morocco can score in the other game. If Morocco score in the other game, they'll be through to the quarter-finals. They won't even need a playoff. Disaster for Tunisia, who barely have time to kick off. There might just be enough time for one last assault. But it has been an epic ending to this game. And the red card has been shown to the coach of Tunisia, Abderrazak Harida, I think, has been sent off. It's all got out of hand down on the touchline below. And now Tunisia, well, 5 minutes have been played. We came with 2 minutes to play, so there'll still be 2 minutes to land an equaliser. They're still playing Morocco against Egypt. It's still 2-1. If Morocco score, Tunisia go home, and Ethiopia will go into the quarter-finals. Well, unless Tunisia score in the next 2 minutes, they are going home. One thing's for sure, they're not going to be in the quarter-finals. A yellow card to the Ethiopian coach as well now, one of the coaching staff. Well, it was the reaction from the celebrations which caused the unnecessary reaction. There is a VAR check here for the goal. I think they've just thrown it in the hope that something might go wrong somewhere on the check. I can't see there is anything, but there's no offside there. So the ball out wide as it's played in, the header. I see nothing wrong. I see nothing wrong at all. Was there a climb? Well, I don't think the referee's even going to contemplate that. Back there. It's no contact, is that? You're clutching at straws if you're going to use this new system. By the way, Morocco have beaten Egypt 2-1. That's a result. It means that Ethiopia cannot make it through. They're going to be going out of the tournament, but they will be in the World Cup playoff. That will feel like a victory to them. Tunisia going home, unless, of course, they find something wrong here. There's clutching at, this is called clutching at straws, and really, this is what this new system doesn't need, is someone just throwing an appeal for the sake of it, and then the referee starts to clutch at straws and look for something wrong when there really isn't anything wrong. If you did this with every goal scored in football, 3/4 of them would probably get disallowed. This is really unnecessary, and I don't know why it's going on so long. What's she got to say about this, Ancino and Urguanita? Goal given. Well, I didn't see anything wrong. And so Egypt will be standing at the side of the pitch on the other side of the complex, looking on and hoping that Ethiopia don't get another one, because that will eliminate them. The only way Ethiopia can go through is scoring another goal. And look, the goalkeeper is up for the kickoff. They're going to charge everyone forward here, so maybe it might be the opening. Well, what a bizarre ending to this game. Amir's header has given Egypt the lead in stoppage time. We've played 9 minutes, we're into the 9th minute of stoppage time now. Why is it taking so long? Referee's coming back over once again to the Tunisia bench. She's not happy with something. Well, a shell shot to Tunisia. How his header hit the inside of the post and come back out again. How costly was that? How unlucky was that? They could have been drawing lots right now for a place in the quarter-final. Instead, they are chasing the unlikeliest of late goals. 5 minutes of stoppage time. Well, we've had 6.5 minutes of stoppage since we last kicked a ball. It's been an incredible game. And yet the funny thing is, both these sides are going out of the competition in itself, but it's still given us some great entertainment, even if chances have been few and far between. Well, I reckon there's still another minute to play here, if not a minute and a half. Can't seem to get it away at the moment, Ethiopia. A little bit of calm might just do the trick. Everson, anything but calm as he sends it long. Kassor has got a yellow card, Derek Kassor. That does mean that the Ethiopian striker, Derek Kassor, will be suspended for the playoff if they go through. They could yet go through to the quarterfinals. They need another goal. They're not going to score another goal whilst the goal scorer Amir is on the floor. Everyone's looking at their phones. It's Morocco 2, Egypt 1 as a result. It's all about Ethiopia now. A second goal, and they will eliminate Egypt. It's a good play on that far side from Binyam. Still Binyam. They know they need another goal. Throw everything forward. Well, they've got to try, haven't they? Maybe their best hope is if Tunisia throw their goalkeeper up in these final few minutes. We've played 11.5 minutes almost, 5 added on, but that VAR check has held things up, and it was an unnecessary one. The fracas that followed the goal celebrations has also contributed towards this long delay. Well, not quite sure how he's managed that, but he's got cramp in both legs. Well, sets of players arguing with the referee. They need to get on with the game. Ethiopia need another goal to get through to the quarter-final. Otherwise, they have to make do with a playoff. And there is the final whistle. Egypt will be relieved on the other side of the complex. They have squeezed through into the quarter-final. It's elimination for Tunisia from the group of death, Group A. Amir Misbah's goal on 93 minutes, 3 minutes into stoppage time. They might be out of the AFCON, but they are still in with a shout of a place at the World Cup. They will have a playoff, and they will be playing the team that finishes third tomorrow in Group C at the end of the week to decide whether they go to the World Cup in Qatar. It's a project that's been embraced by Benzema, the USA coach, and Ethiopia have climbed off the bottom with a dramatic late. Ethiopia are still hanging on in there. They're out of the AFCON, but they might yet be in the World Cup in Qatar. The final score here at the Mohammed VI complex in Rabat. Tunisia 0, Ethiopia 1.
The Total Energies man of the match. إذا Total Energies أحسن لاعب في هذا اللقاء number 10 captain of team from Ethiopia. عميد منتخب إثيوبيا بنيام تاوي.
I'm very happy. Thanks, God.
Kalın kalma.